Okay. Okay. Yeah. Participants, couple. Okay. It's working.
Hey, Lacey.
Send a note saying new link out.
Hi. There they are.
Hey, Charles.
Hello.
So it says it's recording. That's the good news. Wow.
What are you doing?
Well, I was saying that, wow, Jimmy was joining us. Jimmy's usually at work.
We're recording.
Okay, you guys, I think we're all here. I hope we are. And, you know, I try to be so organized. I'm so anal that I want everything advanced. And whenever I do that link ahead of time, thinking, oh, it's good, then you all have trouble joining. So I don't know what the problem is. And honestly, low on my priority list. So, hello, how are you all? Is your blood pressure good? Charles, how's your blood pressure? Okay. Eli, how about yours?
Mine is good.
Ask me about mine.
How's yours?
Off the charts. Okay, so here we're gonna go. We're gonna try to keep it to a short period of time and then give you some time for questions. So hopefully you all did as I asked, downloaded the clinical practices agreement. Vanessa, are you with us, honey bun? Oh, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that, Lacey. So you all have the clinical practices agreement. Okay. So why is this important? Well, my job is to make sure you do your observations, I give you feedback, and make sure that you have all your Fresno State cross T's and dotted I's. If you look on TK20, you're going to see in your student view something that says clinical practices agreement. And you're going to have to upload the clinical practice agreement to that. However, you're going to have to get everybody's signature. I don't have DocuSign yet, so here's how you're going to get my signature. You're going to sign my name in your best cursive. Okay? So on that third page, which is the signature page, you're going to sign your name, and then you're going to sign my name and date it in your best possible cursive. So here's what I want you to do. For the date of the clinical practices agreement, you're going to date it 9/17/20, which was last Thursday. I think that might have been the date for our, oh no, sorry, 9/14. That was the day when we all got together and did a big Zoom with the mentor teachers, me and you. So just date it 9/14. You're going to sign my name. You're going to sign your name. And then you tell me what's the best way for you to get your mentor teacher's signature and then upload that third page with the signatures onto TK20. My sense was it was best to scan the page, then send it, and then wait for them to sign it and scan back. Anybody have a better idea? Okay, then that's what you're going to have to do. It's a pain.
I have a question about that. When do we have to have that uploaded by? Is there a specific
By the end of the
date?
semester.
Okay.
By the end of the semester. Because when
And
they
then-
go ahead.
Sorry, I was just wanted to make sure I downloaded the right one. Because on the clinical practice website, is it the EHD 178 agreement?
It is indeed.
Okay,
And
thank you.
Yep, yep. So don't panic about it yet, but it is something that has to be done. And we've met all the requirements. We had the triad meeting, even though we didn't have 10 individual ones. We did it as a group. And you have already, I've sent them the weekly calendar, which is a condensation of all that verbiage on the clinical practices agreement. They know you have to do 6 formals. They know that you have to get feedback from them and from me. They know you have to have experience teaching. So this is just one of those formal paperwork things that has to be done. Okay. So let me talk to you a little bit about my observations, because I've seen 7 formal observations this week. I still have 3 to do, and just some real positives and some areas to be on the lookout for. When you do a PowerPoint, it serves to focus and engage the students, because you can do cute little graphics in your PowerPoint. You can make them answer from the PowerPoint with, okay, what's the underlined word or whatever. But if they just get another steady diet of a workbook page, it's just doesn't engage them. So what are these observations meant for you to do? They're meant for you to show me how creative and engaging you can be in these circumstances. So I've seen some great lessons this week where people did student engagement in ways that maybe we wouldn't all think of in the past. For example, choral reading. On the count of 3, unmute yourselves. 1, 2, 3, and read. Okay, on the count of 3, Jessica, Freddie, and Joe, unmute yourselves and answer this question as a choral read. Try to think of any way you can to engage them other than a workbook page. Let me give you another example that just, no wonder my blood pressure is up, because this kind of thing drives me crazy. So we have a group of students. I can't even remember what grade it was. It was upper grades, 4th, 5th, or 6th. We're in inner city Fresno, and we're doing Zoom. And the workbook page problem has to do with an archaeological dig. How many of our students in central Fresno in high poverty areas can relate to a math problem doing with an archaeological dig? I don't think very many. So what I saw some creativity with you doing is that you took the workbook problem and changed it with kids' names from the class, and you made the scenario something to which they could relate. So I gave a student a suggestion this week. One of the students in the class that I saw had braids with lots of beads in it. So we were doing a ratio table. Wow. Student X has 10 braids. If she has 20 braids and each braid has 3 beads, how many braids is she going to need for 20 braids? Just make it something to which they can relate. Yes, does it take more work on your part than just going with the workbook page? Yes, it does. But does it engage the students more? Yes, it does. So just a caution, if you want to think about the things that I've seen, that's one of them. The other thing that I saw was, and it's hard, I mean, I saw a TK20 classroom a TK classroom this week. Where's my TK person? Oh, she's not here tonight. So just think about this, you guys. She read a story. It was engaging. She asked questions from the story, and then the closure activity was to draw a picture of the setting. So the green trees, the green grass, the brown trunks on the trees. But when a kid is holding their marker or their crayon like this and just, how do you correct that in distance learning? It's pretty hard. So I understand the limitations. That to me this week was one of the huge ones for me, that as a teacher, you can't go in and correct pencil grip virtually. You can tell them, well, no, put your finger here, put your other finger here. They're not going to get it. So pay attention to when you assign a problem, try to make it meaningful. Just because it's in the workbook doesn't mean you have to use it. Or if you do use the one in the workbook, change the people's names and the circumstances to something to which they can relate. And should you try to use a PowerPoint? Yes. I know that means more preparation on your part. And maybe the thought process is, well, it's not really my class. Yes, it is your class. If you're the student teacher in that class, then everything that you do in that class, and those are your kids until December. So try to make it more engaging initially. And the other thing that I noticed, and this may be a function of the technology, the end of your lesson tends to fizzle, tends to dribble. There is no like, what did you learn? What did you get? Where are we going to go? What are your questions? So consciously think about your closure. Yes, I know you're limited by technology, and the most commonly used exit way is the exit tickets. But try to think of something where you draw from them. What did you get from the lesson today? So just those are my observations. So clinical practices agreement, download, get signatures. My formal observations. So I have to talk to you a little bit about that. It didn't work the way I thought it would. 2 issues for me is I think that debriefing a lesson is most effective with immediacy. So as soon as you teach the lesson, it's most effective when I debrief with you as immediately as possible. But when I have 10 lessons coming in and you're not available, I've had to resort to debriefing via cell because I can't do one more Zoom. So I debriefed with everybody whose lesson I saw this week. So just plan on that how I'm going to debrief with you is to send you a text and say, are you available? They were good. Even though I like to see you debriefing, I just don't want to get dressed up and do my hair and do my makeup for another Zoom call. So at least in my cell, you can be in your pajamas. I can be in my pajamas. My hair can be wild and I don't have to have makeup on. So I will do when you send me your lesson, I look at it, I take copious notes, then I'll send you a text to debrief, and then hopefully all of you that were observed this week, you got my notes. Okay, and it's up to you whether you share those notes with your mentor teacher or not. It's between you and me. It's what I saw. Maybe she saw something different or he saw something different. But those notes are my way of communicating with you what I saw, and how you deal with them is up to you. Okay. So Lauren, where are you? There you are. Lauren had a question this week relative to an email you got. I don't even know who it was from. Somebody from Fresno Unified, right, Lauren?
Yeah, it was someone named like Jeanette or something, or
Okay.
Jan.
Gina Perry. Gina Perry, okay.
Yes.
And it was about signing up to be a classified sub, blah, blah, blah. So did you all get that? Okay, and so did you have any question about it? Well, here's my answer, because if Lauren hadn't forwarded that email to me, I wouldn't have known anything about it. If they're asking you to sign up and get fingerprinted, then absolutely do it, because next semester, it will just streamline the process for you. So this semester, go ahead and do whatever they are asking. I'm not sure any of you want to really be a classified sub, do you? I think you have enough on your plate, let alone to do something like that. So just go ahead, follow the directions, sign up, and then next semester it will be done and it will be streamlined. Okay. So now a little glitch on my part. So you know that when you do your reflections, you have weekly reflections and then you have lesson reflections. Well, most all of you this week have a lesson reflection, and that goes on TK20 in a different section than a weekly reflection. Is everybody with me so far? Okay, good. So make sure you upload though, or put your your lesson reflection in this week under lesson reflection, sorry, if you did it. Now, some of you didn't do your lesson this week as a formal, so then you'll do a weekly reflection. Does any of that make sense? I hope so. Okay.
Are we putting in the old reflections as well? So like our week 1 reflection, go
Yep.
ahead and put it in there.
Yep.
Okay.
So I had you put it in Word so you could cut and paste and you didn't have to reinvent, just cut and paste it.
Okay.
I would
saw it.
recommend always writing it in Word and copying and pasting, because I wrote for about an hour and then it timed out and I lost all my hours worth of work today. So definitely write it in Word and copy and paste it, just FYI, because that was awful. My mom was watching my baby so I could get it done. And then, so just so you know, it doesn't give you a warning.
I am so sorry. I mean, that's the kind of stuff at your age, your blood pressure probably doesn't go nuts, but at my age, my blood pressure goes nuts for stuff like that. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's not your fault. But I just wanted to let you all know that that will happen to you if you aren't careful.
All right.
I might have to redo mine because I noticed there's at the bottom an attachment option. So I attached my previous Word doc rather than refilling it all out. So do I just redo it and just fill the spaces?
But Charles, I would have a copy of yours if you sent it to me. So why couldn't I just send you what you already written?
Oh no, I do have it, but I just saw that it had attachment feature on the bottom rather than filling out each field. I just attached my original Word doc.
No, you're going to have to put it in the fields.
Okay, got it.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, just wanted to make sure.
Okay, so now here's another little glitch. You know, this is a fluid situation. For people like me who like things, this has been a difficult start of the semester and a difficult summer because so now I find out that you cannot send me your time logs to my psmith1 email. You have to do them when you do them on my, here we go, smits@csufresno.edu. So your time logs are going to have to go to my Fresno State email. So let me repeat it. smits@csufresno.edu. Now somebody sent me theirs. I think it was Lencharm. Are you here, Lencharm?
Yes, I am.
I think you sent me yours already. And
Yes, I have.
approved it. And did you get
Yes.
the message back that it was approved?
Yep, I went back on TK20 and it said they were all approved.
So if any of you have sent yours and they haven't been approved, it's probably because you sent them to the P. Smith email, not the S. Smith email. So now it's time for you to ask any questions that you have. I think subsequent to our next week's meeting, I'm just going to send you like 5 minutes before the meetings to begin the link because I don't know what's happening. Yes, my friend, what's up?
So when we do a lesson reflection, does that mean we do not do a weekly reflection?
That is correct, unless you'd like to do 2. No, only 1 a week. Either if it's a week where you did like for you, Charles, it's going to be a weekly reflection this week. For next week, it will be a lesson reflection. Okay. So honestly, oh, that looks good. Lauren, was it popcorn? Was it air pop? Oh,
I
honestly,
just realized that I did that on camera.
that's okay. I
And
don't
I
know,
was like, why am I doing this in a Zoom meeting?
I don't know
Um,
whose class I was observing. Oh my gosh. I had a kid, there was a kid eating spaghetti like this during the lesson. All I could do to refrain from unmuting myself to go ballistic, but I didn't. So anyway, I know that it varies from district to district and teacher to teacher, what they allow as acceptable behavior. But I thought, oh my gosh. And then there was
Oh my
one,
God.
oh, where is Jessica? No, not Jessica. No, wait a minute. Oh, Christina. Where's Christina? She's not here. Oh, Christina. So I observed her TK20. Oh, and she's got a little kid on video just having a total, complete, and utter meltdown. How do you comfort and support a child virtually who's having a total, complete, and utter meltdown? Oh dear. So I understand the challenges, and it's been good for me to pop in to just see what's going on. It's been an eye opener for me. So to recap, clinical practices agreement, sign my name with your best cursive, sign your name, figure out how to get your mentor teacher to sign it. And if you can think of a better way to do debriefs, let me know, and I'm happy to do it. If you want to do a lesson before the group of second formal observations is due, because this week we're really doing this, I really want to teach this lesson on, and just tell me, I'm going to record this lesson, watch it, or I'm going to teach it. I want you to come in and video, or come in and watch. Okay, so now let's see. Oh, just now a little scolding. I met with the principal at Jefferson this week, as you know, on Monday, because I was not able to download your recordings. We figured out that it was a problem that you have to load in MP4. But she mentioned to me that I caution my student teachers to be careful not to be whining to their mentor teachers about stuff. It's okay for you to whine to me. That's what I'm here for. But just be careful how you communicate to your mentor teacher. Even though you may not agree with what they're doing, even though you may not agree with what's going on in the classroom, you are every day of your life right now in an interview. And so you want to be as positive can be, even if you don't feel it. So what's that phrase? Fake it until you feel it? I don't remember. So just a cautionary tale. The fact that she didn't mention anybody by name. She just mentioned Sue. When you meet with your student teachers, just make mention that it's important for them to always be positive. Okay? So Eli, did you have fun this week teaching?
I did. It was a bit stressful, but it was also fun at the same time. I really like my class.
And I know that some of you who are still waiting to do their lessons, I know you're all nervous. I get that. But the nervousness will abate. Once you start teaching the lesson, the jitters will die down and you'll be just fine. And did I annihilate any of you that had a feedback conference with me? Did I annihilate any of you? No. Was I honest in the feedback that I gave? Hopefully, yes. Was it all touchy-feely, wonderful, you're doing a great job? No. With almost no exceptions, I had some areas for improvement needed. So there you go. Now I want you to know that anybody who's not here tonight has had prior approval with me, so it's not like, oh, why didn't they have to come? They're all going to have to look at the recorded session. One of our friends had her father pass away, and so there's a situation, a family situation, blah, blah. Now, here's something I don't know. If you read the Fresno Bee today, there was an article in the Fresno Bee about Fresno County schools reopening maybe mid-October. So here's my conundrum, and if you've heard anything, let me know. Maybe the Fresno Unified Schools are going to reopen, but Fresno State is closed. So what does that mean for you as a student teacher? Can you actually go on site? Have any of you heard anything? No? Okay. Well, then I can't answer. I don't know. I'm hoping that you can go on site and practice social distancing. It would be better, but okay. So now's your time to ask a question if you've got one. Otherwise, we're going to end the meeting. Okay. Absent anything on your part, and you guys, honestly, I can't help you unless you tell me what you need, or if there's something festering within you, or, you know, the feedback you gave me I didn't agree with, well, then you have to let me know those things. Okay. It's been fun seeing you all this week. I will see you this week. I have not done a schedule for pop-ins because I'm waiting to fill in with the people that are doing actual observations. So go forth. Remember to access their prior knowledge. What do they know? Don't just tell them. Yesterday we did. Ask them, where are they? And then to tie up your lesson with a bow with some kind of closure other than, okay, close your books. Now we're going to do math. Okay, see you next week or this week via Zoom. Bye.